I'm literally 6 months into my first corporate job and I already want to quit.
I think one of the most dangerous depressions is high functioning depression, where you still go to work, you still go to school, you're still functioning, you still do your job, you're living your life, you're paying your bills, but you are dying inside and nobody takes it serious.
I am literally on the cusp of really just giving the fuck up.
One thing I've clocked here, and it's definitely something that's prevalent in our culture, we need to stop taking work seriously, or too seriously, should I say, to the point where it's at a detriment to our health.
Because they're like, oh, she's still getting everything done and she's still smiling whole time. Those are the people that you need to watch. Those are the people that you're like, wow, she just died? Like, she just committed, unaliving herself? Like, how? Like, how when she was just smiling? How when she was just getting up to go to work? How when she was just with her kids? Like, how? Because the most dangerous part of being a high functional depressive person is that most of the time you cannot tell. You cannot tell unless you're very...
I'm so exhausted of pretending to be okay and then people still demanding me to be more, to be bigger, to be better for their own personal enjoyment, but not for my own mental fucking health.
I'm not saying you shouldn't strive. I'm not saying you shouldn't do well. I'm not saying you shouldn't work hard. I'm not saying you should cheat your way through, but I can't lie. If you drop tomorrow, these lot are replacing you in 3 months max.
So the creator goes on to talk about how at face value, that job is amazing. She loves her coworkers. Why does she still want to quit? I had a similar thing happen to me. I love my coworkers too, and the job paid my bills. But what happens at the end of the day, at the end of the week, working at a corporate job, is you're not working towards a purpose on the planet. You're not advancing the planet in any way. You don't feel like you're making a difference or that like you've created a legacy of any kind. And since we're social communal creatures, if we don't feel like we're making an impact on our localized community, we suffer spiritually from that. That's why people from corporate jobs come home and can pretty much only muster turning on Netflix. They don't have any creativity left in their bodies to do anything because their corporate job has eaten that creativity in exchange for giving you a paycheck. So that was why I quit my corporate job when I was 22 and I started freelancing, and the rest is history. And I get on here and try and tell all of you guys about it because I am passionate about people knowing that you don't have to feel this spiritually drained from.
The hard truth about leveling up is that when you level up, you're going to sacrifice a lot of time and energy. In business, it's referred to as an opportunity cost. In order to get something, I have to give something up. And the last 2 years of my life, I've been on a serious grind. I have worked 50, 60, 70-hour weeks every week for the last 100 weeks. The last 2 years, I've been grinding every single week. 60, 70-hour weeks consistently. And if I wasn't sleeping, I was working, is the point that I am making. And one thing that I've learned about this is that when one works at a level that pushes them almost to a breaking point, at some point you're going to reach a level where you create a new standard for yourself. And consequently, it's going to create a new standard for people around you. You're going to tell yourself, well, hey, if I work this hard, the people that I want in my life will have to meet this standard. They're going to have to push themselves to the level or to the limit like I push myself. And in this journey, I lost a few friends, I would say, and that hurt me a lot. Because I wish that I could help everybody that I started my journey with get to the other side. Another thing that I learned in this process is that it's difficult to sustain an emotional relationship when one is dedicating so much of themselves to their purpose or their grind. Sometimes, unfortunately, we're going to have to choose one or the other. when you're young, especially as a young man, it's difficult for me to say that, okay, I am going to put my relationship first over my career. Because if the relationships end and I have given so much of myself to the relationship and then it ends, I'm going to be put in a situation where I wish that I didn't give so much to my relationship and I gave more to my career or to my purpose, so I would have been further along. And that's a tough pill to swallow. And I realized in my 20s that oftentimes we don't have a reference point because we're so young. We don't know what decisions to make. It's a lot of chatter from the peanut gallery saying do this or do that, and you should, follow your heart. It's a lot of slogans and cliches. Listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this clearly. Be a team player if you're a part of a team. That's important. It's important to know how to cooperate and work with others. But always remember your purpose, why you're here, what you are working for, and understand when you have met your goal. Listen, fill your cup up first. And then when that cup is full, then you will be able to give to others. If you have a cup and you're filling this cup up, and then you give that cup to someone who has nothing in their cup, that may be honorable. It may be an honorable thing to do, but that self-sacrifice will come at the expense of your self-preservation. Now your cup is empty. We live in an unfair world, you guys. And I had to learn this. I had to tell myself, Brian, you deserve everything that you work for. Brian, you deserve a great life. Brian, you deserve everything that you earn. You earned your keep. You don't have to give it away. Love yourself.